Yo guys, how are you all? Welcome back to another game of by Linksy and Rome 2 multiplayer. Let's get into it. Alright, so just like last game, we're playing at Burdigala because I read the name now of the replay. So this time we're on defensive though. We're on the defensive and yeah, I'm playing as the Arverni. These bad boys, chosen swordsmen, Celtic warriors. Got some Celtic skirmishers, more Celtic warriors. My ally is getting with the Nabataea and Torx pikemen here. So he went as Nabataea, and he has Rakim Palace Guard, armored desert hoplites, the shebang. He has some cataphracts over here. My end, I just have Oathsworn in the reserves and some spear nobles. And my ally just put some troops down here, armored desert hoplites. I believe he's setting a line of defense there. And I have chosen swords on this side, and that's from us. And we're fighting against Crimea, I believe. This is a very unique faction. It's not often seen. So we have Steppe Lancers, Sichin Hoplites. These are like barbarian slash Greek Helleno kind of thing. Scythians were met during the exploits of Alexander the Great, which makes sense because they're fighting with Thorax. And the Crimean Hellenic influence came from Alexander the Great's expansions. So yeah, noble infantry. These are all like hoplite style units. They are very good at holding the line and pushing through. And then he has just a crap ton of hoplites, Crimean heavy archers. These are really good. We discovered that the bad way around. And he has some more Steppe Lancers, which are fantastic units in general. For screening and just charges. And then there's the classic Macedonian Thorax swordsman, the late Macedonian reply to the Roman invasion. And he has shield bearers, hoplites. I believe has most of his army hidden off in that area. And his heavy onagers, he got onagers, so he can move them around. And he's trying to sort out the location. From our end, we got a few of these. It set it off. Did it? Did it set it on fire? No. There's some brimstone pits. I believe there are some traps. My ally brings traps a lot. Some stakes in the ground, some rocks and sharp stone beds. I'm not sure why I put the caltrops here, but I believe that he was going to break down the fort wall from the positioning of his catapults and his siege equipment. I placed my Celtic ballista over here to try and get a decent shot, but started wasting it and did not do so well over there. In retrospect, I should have put my archers up here, my tribal slingers and skirmishers up here, and just bombarded the enemy as much as possible. I was hoping to hold off the walls a bit, but that might have. I did not put my units close to each other, so these guys are not going to do so well, and they're getting bombarded by the enemy. Apart from that, these guys are ready to fight. Look at how many troops he has. They started coming up the walls here. The Thorax swordsmen are setting up formation and starting to take on the land. This is where the traps are. So he puts traps here, my ally, and tried to hold the line there. They did a really good job of assaulting the walls really quickly and not giving us, a chance to sort our troops out. We got some Crimean nobles here. Yeah, some Crimean nobles. These sort of expensive unit. But the game is taking a slow start. We'll just admire the positions. Yes. It's a really good city, this one. It's quite nice to defend and to attack. Because it has layers, because you have... This is the second layer, kind of, the defense. No, this is the second layer of defense. This is the third layer. And you can assault it also from the sea, and beautiful attacks from over here. And you can also attack from the rear of the enemy. These guys could be doing some lovely thing. It's interesting that almost everything is influenced by why is the old sword stuck here? Okay, let's remove it for now. Influenced by the Greeks. Yeah, into the east. And we got a good shot there. That was a good shot. They didn't do so well. So, this catapult plate, let's see. Got 37 kills. I believe that's you, yes. You. And they're trying to charge it now. They're charging the walls. They're taking positions up here. I put This was a mistake. I sent my chosen swords to light up the pits, and then I left them quite open, and yeah, they're not doing so well. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. I think I was focusing on this side, trying to see what's going to happen, move my units around a bit. My skirmishers got slaughtered, absolutely demolished by his onager. And these are like valuable units because this is what I was hoping to use to kill his hoplites from the side. But it's all in the past. Meanwhile, this unit of chosen swords, oh, I played so badly here, is getting wrecked by the peel of the thorax swordsman. And yeah, the enemy is advancing slowly, methodically. They did make a breach over here, and they're just pulling their shield bearers in. Shield bearers are fantastic units. They're so highly armored. Yeah, 115 armor, 57 melee defense, and when they go into hoplite formation, I think their melee defense goes something into the 90s, which just you can't really kill them. Even if you rear charge them, doesn't do much. Whereas the hoplites are, 80 armor, 57 melee defense as well, but that little extra armor. Whew. And these are more. They have, do they? Yeah, they have more morale, more health. Overall, you get what you pay for, right? Right. So, from my end, I had. Oh my god, I got. What's this? Yeah, they were using the artillery very well. The Nabataean heavy archers got pressured off the walls over there, and not doing so well. Not doing so well. But now the fight is meant to start sometime soon. Hopefully, it's been like what 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and they're still going forward. This siege tower hopefully will catch fire before they landed. I mean, when people bring heavy siege towers, it's almost impossible to catch them, set them on fire. But the lighter ones, it would have been burning by now. Unless you have like two or and this is it's happening. He's my skirmishers are now getting slaughtered by his Crimean heavy archers, which are just oof. I'm just trying to move out of the way, but nope, it's too late. His yeah, I should not have kept contesting this side because, frankly, really and truly, he did a lot of damage. And for this side, the Brimstone Pits didn't so well. It does turn into an interesting fight later on. Just at the moment, now we're just basically testing each other out, and we're losing the initial engagements. I mean, I lost an entire unit of skirmishers over there, and they did nothing. This one over here is getting into position to try and fire into these Crimean heavy archers and kill them before they keep doing more damage to us. I mean, now we're facing them. They're not attacking our side, so it gets easy. But now let's see. We barely touched them. We barely killed any. I mean, that guy has a pila in his back. No, it went away. He dropped. We barely stung him. This siege tower is 81%, but now he's breaking through. His Scythian hoplites are moving into the field. My chosen swords are just trying to set up a line, and these guys are badass. These thorax swordsmen, and his thorax swordsmen are marching in. And at this point, I realized, nope, I'm gonna get surrounded. Let's fall back. So I just start pulling back everything, and all of this. This was just a complete, absolute disaster for me. I lost so many men, and I got barely anything in return. And he gave up with the siege tower because it's. I mean, you don't want to climb that, do you? It's just smoke. It's bad for your health. Yeah, we ended up giving up the outer layer of defense without a fight because it didn't look too peachy for us. My Celtic skirmishers are just there to hold the line, just throw a few pila in, try and do some damage, but these guys are they're very good armored units as well. They have 80 armor, 56 defense, and look at the pila stuck into their shields. They're doing very, very good for themselves. So the skirmishers are just trying to fight, but nope, they're getting slaughtered by the Crimean archers who came back, and then there are 2 units of them. So it's just fall back outside the range of this arrow tower, and just try to form a defensive formation here and hold the enemy here. The Nabataean force is just moving its archers to try and contest this region. He was, I believe, the Macedonian tried to move his troops up, and he saw the trap, so he's like, nope. And at the same time, though, his Cretan archers, which are on the wall, like, look at how much his troops showed now. They were all hiding in the woods over here. He still has Thorax Spikemen, Thorax Swordsmen, quite a lot of troops. And they're coming up, and they're doing a lot of damage to these Thorax Pikemen. Now Nabataea and Thorax Pikemen are really good units, but over here, we could not really retreat them because they would have gotten slaughtered. But they're getting slaughtered anyway by the Cretan archers. And they wanted us to retreat because then they could have charged back and take out my units from the backside. And all of this army is pretty much stuck here. I was hoping to try and set up a defense in here and fall back slowly. Yeah, I mean, even now the arrow tower is firing on me and he's moving in, I believe. Yeah, his Scythian hoplites are moving in and we are getting slaughtered. That's fine. At the same time over here, we managed to get these hoplites killed, but I think these guys used most of their ammo just killing those hoplites, which charged the armored desert hoplites here. This was a good formation, good defense formation, but one unit of hoplites down, and look over here. Cimmerian heavy archers, shield bearers ready to charge in. There's Cimmerian noble infantry. Let's see their stats. It's okay. It's okay. It's good, but it's not the nicest. My chosen swordsmen are still here. He knows that they're here. This is a good defensive position. If you manage to hold this off, you have 2 arrow towers that fire indiscriminately. Yeah, granted, you're meant to hold off against invasion from the sea, and you're meant to defend down here, but there's a nice choke point here and choke point here. And we kind of wanted them to come to this region, so we slaughtered them, but they had other things to decide. I need a sip of coffee now. And yeah, how's it going? So we killed his mercenary Cretan archers over here, but I believe they got 95 kills. They pretty much paid for themselves. And where's the other? No, they're moving in with more heavy archers. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty for us. The other Cretan archers didn't do so well. But now he's moving in archers and mercenary, more Cretan archers, Thorax pikemen, Thorax swordsmen. He has his companion cavalry general. I believe, did my ally charge? No, my ally still has his desert cataphracts waiting over here. He's just keeping them for emergency purposes. Now, from my end, this was a disastrous mistake. Never shoot a hoplite unit in its front. Look at those shields. Those shields are massive. Unless you have heavier shot, you can't really do anything. And these Nabataean archers, ooh, they're exposed and they got massacred. Well, I guess you win some, you lose some. That fight we lost completely and utterly. Their flank over here is a bit exposed, but it would take us a long time to get through the Crimean noble infantry. Yes, I could use the trick to get on the fort walls, come around them, and engage with them with my chosen swordsman and Celtic swordsman. Now these are all chosen swordsmen. Whereas on this side, there's finally an engagement. He engaged my unit, so I have Celtic chosen. I'm just trying to hold the line. He tried to charge me over here with his Thorax swordsman, and he's breaking my skirmishers, who, well, at this point, they're useless. And my chosen swords unit is doing its best. My allies' Thorax pikes got pushed out of position, and now they're working with their own traps. At the same time, the Reki Palace Guard has moved in and is trying to hold the line, just hold them back, because we were losing so many troops. I still had my Spear Nobles, which are very good at holding the line, and I was keeping them in reserve, and I still had my 4 units of Oathsworn in reserve, and I was banking on them to break the enemy. And what I was trying to do in this side is just as much as possible reduce our losses. I was trying to play the game of outflanking the enemy, moving them out of position, taking them out one by one, and then going and taking out the rest. We were sort of managing to hold, but look at this. This Celtic warrior unit, it's being attacked from 2 sides. It's not doing so well. The units are being completely slaughtered. one by one, just taking down, and it's not going well. My chosen sword's got a really nice rear charge on his thorax, but he's just moving more troops in, and it's going to be a chosen sword sandwich. Well, it's a double sandwich. It's chosen swords lettuce on Macedonian thorax swordsman burger with a bun made from Nabataean palace guard and some more thorax swordsmen. You know, you have to eat healthy. You have to put in some Arverni troops in there, and they're basically lettuce at this point. They're wet lettuce. They're winning, but not for long because, well, look what they have left. Look at all the army they have left, and this is what we have left. It's not much. It's really not much. We've lost way too much too early. Over here, it was my mistake. I lost quite a few troops. I lost a lot of troops trying to set these on fire, and they didn't work out for us. And now they're sending in shield bearers, 2 units of shield bearers, and more hoplites into the fight. His archers are shooting at my men from the back. These men held their own. They got 74 kills. How are these doing? 65. Yeah, I tried to surround this unit of Scythians, but he then charged in with his reserves, which I was not keeping an eye on over here. He still has more reserves going on. So this flank is collapsing really fast. But yeah, your shield war is useless at this point. And he's charging in with his general, and when we saw that, we kind of just charged at his general, just trying to break through and do as much damage as we can. These Nabatean heavy archers are trying to shoot, but look, his general is just pushing through our forces, and he's going to probably recharge my Celtic swords over here. Yep, yeah, he's doing just that. Now, this is a very, very good shock unit, and he's pretty much going to break my units really fast. That had 0 kills, and now it's already at 50, 60 kills. Just slaughtered my entire unit over there, and they barely lost anything. That just crushed completely my left side. My left flank collapsed under the weight of the that rear charge, and that's what companion cavalry were good for. They charged the enemy from behind, and apart from that, look at this. Oh, just as I moved in my spear nobles, they got hit by so much artillery because we blobbed up our units over here. And where is it? That heavy onager has done work. Another shot's coming in, and ooh, Celtic warriors killed. Yeah, now these are expensive units, and he's just wasting them. Like, we charged in to try and hold the line, and it's giving him the rip ride. 132 kills on that unit. Just madness, sheer madness. On this side, I believe these guys ran out of ammunition. Yes, they did. But I was keeping them up there just for reserves to see what I managed to do. It doesn't look good. I have to tell you, boys and girls, it does not look good. The Nabataean archers are now just, we're just trying our best to plug the holes, build walls wherever we can, and hold the line. Over here, it's just a massacre of bodies, because it was a good choke point, but in retrospect, we should have fallen back, potentially defended this side, and put on a defense on this side as well, to try and outflank the enemy, who was just charging us from everywhere. I mean, we were getting kills, we were breaking his units, but we were not doing very good in trading wise. Now, my ally is waiting with his cataphracts up here, hiding, and he's waiting to just charge down if they manage to break through this line and just lay waste to them. I am down to just a couple of units of chosen swordsmen over here, my Oathsworn, and whatever I have left. Yeah, just a bit of these chosen swords have managed to survive. They've fallen back, and now they're just fighting behind the wrecking palace guard. The spear nobles are building their own shield war formation, and they're just trying to hold their own. These Crimean archers are out of ammunition. They've got their Sarissa lance, looks like a Sarissa lance, and they're ready to charge in. Now, these archers from later DLCs, they all get this amazing pike, and that pike has such a good melee attack compared to the... I mean, look, these guys have 70 melee attack, true, but and this is 18. But these guys get armor penetration. That armor penetration is so useful, whereas these guys are just fighting with where is it? Where is it? They have this little small dagger, which it doesn't really do well. At this point, the enemy is like, you know what? Let's just slog through, charge in, and do our best to break. We're weakening. Our lines are just a couple of men thick, whereas there's like 10, 15 men, and they're just chewing through our units really fast, really fast. And it's working. Their assault is working. They're also charging on our other side. They attacked our armored desert hoplites, I believe. I'm seeing it. Yep. He just moved his shield bearers here, and he's just keeping our units in check. He's making sure we cannot retreat from this side and support, from our right side. Just come back and support our units on our left side. He's making sure we don't have the units needed. Sip of water there. My mouth is getting dry. All right. Nothing really exciting happening at the moment. It's just we were panicking, frankly. We're trying to break through the wall. He's charged in, my ally charged in with his desert cavalry, but it didn't do much. We did almost break his Thorax swordsman, but he's immediately reinforcing with the gap with Crimean nobles. My spear nobles over here and over here are trying their best to hold the line, but it's not doing so well. These it's not the best way to fight. We've pushed them back, granted, but we might be doing the mistake of overextension. Now, my spear nobles broke that unit. We're falling back, just waiting and hoping he just charges through this and engages them, because that way we'd be able to attack his Crimean nobles from the back. And over here they managed to break through our lines. They're surrounding our units. They're just charging through, and it's not doing so well for us. I mean, my spear nobles over here are engaged in heavy fighting. They're just stabbing and pushing shields with the hoplites. But the Rakim Palace Guard is now getting thinner and thinner. Over here, they're still holding. They're still a decent number, but they're surrounded. The Desert Cataphracts are just charging in the rear. They got a good charge over here. They got a few kills, but the Crimean nobles managed to form and brace. And I believe this is the only weak spot. No, they've surrounded our units, and this flank is collapsing, completely collapsing. The micro, it doesn't look like much, but the micro intensive fighting over here is incredible. Like, look at this. He formed them into column formation, pushed them through. And that's what you have to do. Once there's a little hole, you have to exploit it and push through it. These Thorax swordsmen are breaking. Surprisingly, I was very surprised. The spear nobles, they're holding their own. I mean, look at this. They're surrounded. They're completely surrounded. Where's their standards in the front over here? They're completely surrounded, but they're doing well. They're doing well. The hoplites are moving forward. The Scythians are breathing slightly. My ally is just retreating, and I'm charging in my Oathsworn now. I don't have that choice. Charging in my Spear Nobles, my Oathsworn. I have one unit of Oathsworn in reserve. My general is waiting for his chance to charge in. And I'm just trying to set up a formation where my Oathsworn can kill the enemy properly. And look what he did over here. He got his Thorax Pikemen. He's put them at the back of the Rakim Palace Guard, and the Thorax Pikemen are going to start slaughtering. This was such an MVP move from the enemy. Macedon knew what they were doing. The cavalry charge made it through, and oh, that was a brutal kill. Maybe another one, come on. Ah, there you go. Slashed their throats. But really and truly, not much can be done now. We're cycle charging our cavalry, and they're getting a few kills, but it's not doing so well for us. We're breaking a few of their units. We're just, shattering them. But look over here, Thorax Pikemen, and once Thorax Pikemen engage, you get the hell out of there. My ally is retreating his troops. I'm trying to surround the Thorax Pikemen, pushing one of my Oathsworn units. They're doing well. I mean, Oathsworn are Oathsworn. They are just fantastic units to chew through enemy lines, but in this case, they're not doing so well. The spears over here are clashing. The shield bearers are marching forward and trying to do some damage. We have whistled down their lines a bit, fair bit over here. We've killed, I think, 4 or 5 units, but we've lost the majority of our army. We are running low on units. My ally is now retreating. His second line of defense on this side, since nothing is happening, and his Rakim Palace Guard general is just trying to hold the line, trying to, provide the morale bonus to these guys with his presence. I move my general close. I start casting rally to try and get my troops to sort themselves out. The Hellenic desert cataphracts are just setting themselves up. My Oathsworn unit is I managed to pull him out, but for some reason my general did not use his pila. Oh, these guys did. And the Thorax Pikeman unit is finally whittled down. Over here is just a mess. More shield bearers. I believe his... Where is his... Yeah, this is his secondary Thorax Pikeman. And we were thinking, okay, we're managing to break the line. We destroyed the pikemen, charge in, and set the line. I charged in with my general. He has his Crimean Noble General over here. And we're just trying to just... It's a tug of war. It's pushing and pulling. It's pushing and pulling the line. These guys, I must take my hat off for them. They are just down to their last few men, like 12 men. They're just holding backs to the wall. They have no hope of surviving. And they're just holding the Crimean heroic defense, trying to defend their lands. My Oathsworn are ready to fight. My archers are ready to fight. But I decided it's time to push on this side because I noticed he has his tap lancers in. And we can't let them get behind our lines. So I start positioning to push through. He tried to kill a few of these units with his catapults, and he actually managed to get a good shot over there, but most of the shots could hit the buildings. On this side, the massacre, it's just people are fighting over bodies now. My general's made a very good charge, and he is pushing through the noble cavalry. I mean, one of my units is actually breaking through. The Oathsworn units are just so good. Just so good. The Spear Nobles pushed from the sides. They're fighting his general unit, and finally they're losing. We get a good charge over here on the side of the Sichin hoplites, and they are shattered. I believe we got quite a few kills. Yeah, I mean, 10 kills on a hoplite. Yeah, they shattered. There you go. They broke through, but now the cavalry is sandwiched between all of this, and they're not doing very well. They're trying to run through the house. They managed to pull out, but that was a very good charge from my ally, breaking down a unit of enemy infantry. At this point, we realized when this side collapsed, when these two units died over here, we realized we need to fall back. Our Oathsworn units are very depleted. They're tired. They're exhausted. They have killed a lot. They have done their job, but we failed to break through the line. And where are they? Where are the bad boys? These bad boys showed up. The Thorax Pikemen came back. They didn't die completely. And these bullshit Spear Nobles. Spear Nobles were the MVPs from my side. They held their line and they did well. They did very well. But at this point, our lines are collapsing under the weight of the enemy. I tried to get these Crimeans noble infantry through and break them, but he's charged in with his step lancers. He's charging in my rear. He's trying to break me. My chosen spearmen are coming back, but yeah, these guys didn't do so well. They became surrounded, and that wasn't meant to happen. I'm trying to hold back his spear noble infantry, but these arrow towers, they're doing work, and my chosen swordsmen are also doing their own job and keeping the enemy down. Over here, we're managing to break his units, and we're making efforts to just demolish him, but our desert hoplites over here were they were slaughtered by the shield bearers. And look over here, Cretan archers and the Crimean heavy archers are just laying waste to our hoplite wall. So let's look at this. These guys have 69 melee defense, 90 armor. These guys have 72 melee defense and 115 armor. 4 to 1 attack, 29 weapon damage. Yeah, they were meant to lose, even if it's 2 against 1. Especially, look at this. Look at all the dead over here from the arrow fire. They did not stand a chance. I believe my ally at some point pulls out from there, but my unit broke through. They're on their back of the noble infantry. I was so focused on this side though, because now over here, look what's happening. The shield bearers have completely isolated the cataphracts, and we could have gone through this side, but there's not much we could do. My last unit of Oathsworn has charged in, and it's trying to break through the Crimean noble infantry and the shield bearers. There's just fighting happening everywhere. The hoplites are engaging the remnants of the Oathsworn. The Oathsworn is just charging the rear, and look at this. This is going to be a beautiful charge. This is just a brilliant charge into the rear of the shield bearers. They were at 100, and now I believe not much die because they're shield bearers. They pretty much are immortal. No, they die. 20 of them die in that beautiful charge. Now, understand, shield bearers are strong units. They are so good. Really difficult to kill. But we're doing our best. We're trying to outmaneuver the enemy. We're trying to wrap around them, break through their lines. But this was a mistake from our end. We overcommitted the amount of troops we should have to this shield bearer units and gave chance to the enemy to reform their ranks. My ally over here should have pulled out and pulled back in already now, but that shield bearer unit's dying. My chosen swords is, I mean, it's dying, but we're fighting the Crimean archers, which I think still had a bit of ammo left, and we've broken through the Crimean nobles over here. There, I charged the rear of his thorax swordsmen and the shield bearers, and now they're just trying to form a line. And the defenses are working against us now. My chosen swords are getting slaughtered by the Crimean heavy archers from the back, who have been doing so much work throughout the entire fight. Over here, a massive buff from my general as I try to rally the troops and sort everyone. I start putting my Oathsworn in berserk mode to try and cut through. We're trying to kill the Crimean general. My allies, the other cataphracts, are pulling out, and they're doing another charge into these shield bearers, but they have been depleted. Look how many of them died trying to kill the shield bearers from their back. This unit is just insanely good. And over here, he's moving in more troops. He's exploited the gap. I'm charging in my Gallic hunters to try and plug what's left of the gap, and we're losing a lot of ground. The bounce power is still quite even because we still have a few units over here, but they're all tied up. We're trying to break the shield bearers so we can come and run quickly as fast as possible to aid this area. Another amazing charge coming in by the cataphract units, which at this point now they're paying for themselves, but they're fighting against... Yeah, they're breaking the shield bearers. The Cretan archers actually did really survive that charge significantly well. But now the Crimean general blasting his trumpet, rallying his men and charging his last few units in. The thorax pikemen are coming in, and this is our death. We had no way to... no reply to the thorax pike. I'm trying to capture the gate. I'm trying to put pressure on the rear of the enemy, but this unit of chosen sword is... well, it's not doing so well. I get my other unit of chosen swords. In retrospect, I should have pulled back and set up a defensive line here. But I was thinking I could charge in the back and just tie up as many units as possible on this side. But the armored hoplites are breaking. The Nabataean heavy archers are breaking. My Oathsworn, they're very exhausted. 14 of them left. My general is tired and exhausted and just not doing so well. My other Oathsworn unit, which was a fresh unit, is just trying to come around the pikemen. He's retreating the pikemen and just trying to sort things out the best he can do. My allies cataphracts are doing their last charge, and they're just trying to do their best. Oh, I charged the archer units over here. I just trying to do a pincer movement, but this unit of Oathsworn is not gonna survive. They're good, but they're getting slaughtered by the archers. They're gonna get a companion charge. In retrospect, they were 60 of them, and they barely did anything else. And they're gone. Poor Oathsworn units, they are completely gone. And this unit of companion cavalry, it's done such a good job at isolating our units, charging in at high value targets, and look at this. Just completely slaughtering. 84 kills on that general. I charge back in over here, trying to break the bloody general of the Crimeans. But as you can see, our line is getting thinner, thinner, and thinner. My allies' general is here. He's trying to form ranks and fight these pikemen. My Oathsworn over here are just struggling to fight these Crimean nobles, these heavy archers, and these Cretan archers. Just surrounded, but they're Oathsworn. They're gonna go in headhunt mode. They're gonna get massive morale boost, I believe, and they're gonna start breaking the archers. Hopefully, we'll break in time and charge from this end, but it doesn't look good for us. The Crimean noble general is finally dead, but this unit of pikemen is full health, and there's a full health, pretty much two full health units of thorax swordsmen coming at us. This general unit is impossible to kill. It's at half health with 140 kills, and my other unit of chosen swords did nothing. I basically lost 3 units of units, so of Oathsworn and 2 units of Chosen Swords on this side for free against a very good general charge from the enemy. My Oathsworn finally broke through this mosh pit and are charging the Thorax Pike from the back. The Thorax Swordsmen are killing the Rakim Palace Guard general. The Crimean archers are coming from the back. I believe they still have ammunition. The bastards still had ammunition, and this is just, there's nothing left on the map. There's just dead bodies everywhere. The entire village is pretty much dead, and they're trying to break us, and they're managing to break us. His general charged my disorganized Oathsworn unit, who is doing its best to fight it back. The Thorax pikemen, they're losing decisively, but so are all of our units. The armored hoplites are trying to make a dent in the enemy. The general is pretty much very low. My Oathsworn unit are doing one last rear charge, and my general is just holding his own, trying to fight as much as possible. Look at all the dead. Look at all of the dead. And these guys still have, their archers still have ammunition. Granted, they're not so good. Oh, when we saw that, we were like, yes, we can win this. If we break this unit of Thorax pikemen, it will be the thing that we need. But look over here. His companion cavalry whipping round, and bye-bye my general. I think my general dies over here. This rear charge. Yes. We're both of us are just trying our best to just rally our troops and not get them to break. This pikeman is saved literally by the general charge. My allies Rakim Palace Guard just charges the enemy general, but it's too late. I believe they have a cavalry tactics on. I'm not sure what we can do over here. I mean, we're fighting from every single side. They're just destroying us. We're surrounded. We're backs to the wall. We are dying. And he's still shooting his bloody archers. Granted, my Oathsworn unit did well. The Rakim Palace Guard did really well. It held its own. But at this point, there's not much left we can do. We're trying our best. These 14 units of Oathsworn, they have been fighting for so long, surrounded by so many heroic unit of Oathsworn. My ally charges the rear of the Thorax pikemen, but the pikemen managed to reform just in time. And they're breaking. They got a really good rear charge on them, and they're dying really fast. But they're still in formation, and they finally broke. But it doesn't seem that's going to be any chance left for us. We barely have any troops, and he has 90-49. This rear charge of Crimean is gonna destroy what's left of us. My general is down to the last few men. There's no hope. There is no hope whatsoever. There's 35 seconds left in the fight, and we all know the result of this. He still has archers. He still has ammunition. Is he? No, he ran out of ammunition, finally. But look over here, the massacre just... I lost too much here. I lost way too much on the outskirts, and it's they didn't do so well. It was a fight till the end, though. Over here, we finally got the army loss penalty. Our army just shatters. We managed to break the Thorax Swordsman unit, but there was too much in the end, and we lost. If you look over here, the amount of dead bodies, it was a long push. A long push. We made a lot of mistakes on the way, and I think that ended up costing us the fight. I mean, most of my units got really good kills, but in the end, we were just heavily outnumbered. Yeah, I got to 9,900 kills. I mean, my general and Oathsworn units were the MVPs. They all got so much. This Oathsworn unit still had a few left. I think it had like 5 or 6 men left. The Spear Nobles held the line for as long as they could. The Celtic Warriors, considering what they were, did well, but I wasted the Celtic skirmishers and I used the Celtic Hunters really badly. I should have saved them in reserve till the end. With regards to the Chosen Swords, I mean, they're Chosen Sword. With regards to Nabataea, his cataphracts did beautifully. This archer unit got slaughtered a bit too early. The armored desert hoplites, they they did okay. They held the line, but the real sadness was the thorax spikes that they got just one kill, and usually your pikemen are the unit that you use to hold the line and kill as much as you can. Our enemy did really well. His Cretan archers, one of them got slaughtered early on, but the rest of his troops did so well. This Thorax spike, 347 kills. Few of his Thorax spikes didn't do so well, but overall his army did insanely well. But we cannot really say that his ally did any bad. Chimera, Crimea. Greek Onager did insanely good. His general held the line for long enough to let the remainder of his troops come in. This guy's army, it was all hoplites, but damn, he held the line. And his archers, just such a pain, attacking us from every angle. Anyway, this is it. I haven't uploaded a long video in ages. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Tata.